So I was here about to get ready to start coaching sessions, which is what I do all day today until what 10 o'clock, way in the night. And I said, let me take you along with me because I want to talk about the excuses, or let me not call them excuses, all the things that get in the way of us achieving our greatness. And I'm going to go through all the ones that on my Rockstar Academy channel, persons have written and says, boy, Odetta, this is why, and this is why, and this is why, and I'm not able to do it because of this. And I want to first say that I've been there. I've used, and I'm going to call them excuses because I know what they are and I'm not in denial, but I've made up reasons to stop me from achieving my greatness on many occasions, especially back in the day. I just don't do it anymore. So I was here actually, usually when I'm getting ready, I'm trying to learn something. So I'm here learning about digital marketing. And it's funny because on the course that I'm now doing, it's on Skillshare. Let me show you. So that's it there. So I'm doing this course. And one of the things that the creator said, which is why I decided to do this video, is that many people get in the way of their greatness. And it just dawned on me, why not just talk to you and get this done? So this is what my getting ready routine looks like. This is my makeup box. Let me show you here what's inside here. This is not something I can do with one hand, obviously. So let me see if I can open it and then show it to you. There we go. So this is it. And it has everything I need to get ready. And why I like this box is because, let's say, for example, I don't have time to do my makeup when I'm getting ready in the morning. I can just grab this box. It comes in this bag here, right there. So I can just grab it, put it in the bag, and then just like that, I can get ready while in the parking lot for whatever I'm doing. And it's just very handy. So this is my setup. I'm not going to be obviously doing a course this morning because I'm talking to you. And then I have my mirror here, which also has a magnifying mirror, and my fan, because listen, when you're in the menopause stages of your life, you hot even when AC is on. So I always have my fans, which you have seen in many of my videos on my other channel. So let's get to it because we don't have a lot of time. And like I said, I'm gonna be talking to you while I'm getting ready. And I know a lot of you have asked, what do you use on your face? What do you use on your skin? So I'll show you that as much as I remember, because you know how it is. Sometimes you want to, but I'm no expert at these kind of videos. So if I forget to show you something I'm using on my face, on my skin, or on my body, forgive me. All right, so the first thing I do is after washing my face, I still use this Neutrogena, what's it called? Makeup remover. And just in case there's any residue still on my face, I use it to clean it off, and I do it until it's clear. So making sure that there's nothing on my face. Let's go to the moisturizer. And if you have been watching my channel for a while, you know that I use La Prairie. So this is the moisturizer, and I make sure I moisturize. Let me make sure I can see the mirror while I'm talking to you. I moisturize my face as well as my neck. I don't go to my eyes because I have a separate one just for eyes. And this is the travel set. I mean, you have the bigger containers, which I have, that I use when I'm at home. This one now I use for eyes. And I sometimes use it around my lip area. You know those tender, where your skin is very tender, like around here? That's where it's supposed to go. Now, the first excuse, or let me not call them excuse, the first reason I've heard a lot why people don't tend to achieve their greatness is because they don't have enough time. I'm sure you can identify. You may have used this one in the past. I have used it back in the day, but the moment I realized that time is money, I stopped, because I'm going to prioritize what is important to me. Here's the thing about time. If I told you that every day you are to go on a plane, you have a 9-to-5 job, you have family, you have kids, you have the busy schedule that all of us have. If I said to you every day you're to go on an airplane and you're to fly to meet me here in Jamaica from wherever you live in the world. Let's assume you live somewhere where the flight is like a 2-hour flight or so. Or every other day if you live somewhere in India or Africa, like a lot of you watching me. I know you live in those places. And thanks for your support, by the way. But first, oh, by the way, I'm using, I don't know what these things are called because somebody recommended all of them to me, but this says NARS, okay. So I just use it to even out my skin because I do have eczema. So I have light spots, as you can see. So this does a good job of evening things out for me. Right, so as I was saying, if I say to you, you're going to fly to Jamaica, either every day or every other day, while you have your 9-to-5 job, you have everything else going for you. And when you come to Jamaica, and I use this brush here by the same brand that does the beauty box and everything. So I just use it to get it onto my face evenly. And I say to you, every day when you come to Jamaica, I'm going to give you $1 million US every day. Despite your having your kids and everything else going on in your life, wouldn't you get on that flight and come to Jamaica? I know I would, right? Because that's important to you. And you would probably leave your job, fly on a red-eye flight, get here in the night, and fly back in the morning, or go back to the airport in the night and get back to your job. Well, if you're picking up $1 million, you don't need a job. The point I'm trying to make, however, is that we prioritize what's important to us. So when we talk about we don't have enough time, it's not usually that you don't have enough time. It's usually that you're not giving that other thing priority. So as an example, we have our guys, you can't hear the crickets? Yeah, I live in the bush. Now I'm going to do, what is this? Charlotte Tilbury for the powder to take the edge off the base that I just put on. So I hope you can hear me over the crickets. You should be able to because I'm using a microphone. But as I was saying, so you prioritize what's important to you, right? And in doing so, let's say, for example, you have a 9-to-5 job. What I've often recommended, and this is what I did when I had a 9-to-5 job as well, is that you prioritize the 5 to 9 for yourself. So regardless of what's happening at work, when you get home and you do, if you have kids, it may be different. It may not be 5 to 9 because you have to look about dinner and so on between 5 and 7. But then after 7 to probably 10, that's your time to do your side business, your side hustle, to learn more, to facilitate continuous learning so that you can get the knowledge needed to achieve your greatness. And it may be just the time that you invest in you and achieving the goals that you have set out for yourself. And the thing about that is a lot of us are resistant to productivity tools. We don't think they're necessary because we actually think we're organized. But until we get to age 50 or 60 and we realize that we were relying on one income stream, which is the 9-to-5 job or the primary thing that you do, to retire comfortably and achieve financial independence and send your kids to school, pay the mortgage and do everything. And then you realize when you get to that age, you have no savings. Until that time, you realize that you actually wasted a lot of time. So don't wait for that time to come for you to get to that realization, right? And I'm wearing, what you call them, the lashes that attach to your natural lashes, fusion lashes. So I don't have to do anything with them really than just make sure they're straight. I like the easy way, so this helps. Now I'm gonna use this to fill in my brows to make them a little bit brighter. And now I'm getting hot. And here's the problem. I actually think this fan is so loud that it's gonna be a distraction from a sound perspective. Let me grab another fan that I have here. See if I can use it. Because pointless to be this hot while putting on makeup. And I'm not talking about hot girl kind of hot. Woo! I'm talking about menopause kind of hot. So let's get the fan in position right there. Let's fill in the brows. And the kit actually comes with a little mirror, but I'm gonna use the one because I'm home that's on my actual mirror. Oh my God, this fan is such a huge difference. I hope it's not making the sound bad. So that's the first one. The excuse we make, and I made a little list here based on the comments from my videos. So I don't have enough time. So use productivity tools. There's so many of them out there. Make to-do lists. Make sure you put them in places that you have easy access to, like my to-do list. I'll show you my to-do list. It's actually in my phone, and I create it as the day goes by, and then I check things off, I add things to it. Sometimes I don't achieve everything I have on my to-do list, so I move things over. Can you see that? Yeah, there you go. So that's my to-do list, and the yellow-orange looking things is me completing a task. Anyway, let's fill in the eyebrows with this thing here. Right. So as I was saying, and maybe I need to, let me use this mirror so I can see. So you can see what I'm doing. Right, so as I was saying, no, I cannot see over there. That's a problem. Anyway, as I was saying, the next reason on my list is I don't have the technical skills. And that's an honest, I wouldn't call it an excuse, but it depends on how long the person uses it for, right? If you come on and you see something that you would like to do, and you don't have the skills to get it done, with all the free videos on YouTube that can teach you, and all the free courses out there on Google that you can do, or on Coursera. Coursera, you know, that platform that Harvard and those schools put their free courses on. With all the free courses on all those platforms, I don't think you should have an excuse as to why, all right, that's not working, as to why you can't do something because you're not technically competent. And, you know, there's some persons who struggle to learn. If you're one of those persons, I understand, but then you know you need to figure out where to get the money from to pay someone who has the skills. So find a side hustle or something to make that money, to pay someone to get, who can exhibit the skills that you're lacking, because goal achievement, it should never be an excuse, right? Now, like I said, this is a legitimate one, but it can't be for too long, because it means that you wouldn't be taking your destiny in your hands, and you would be complaining that you're not technically challenged, that you're not technically capable all your life. And that just doesn't make any sense. So either you're going to do the courses, watch the free videos on YouTube. So let's say, for example, it's creating art that you can sell on Etsy, like this piece right here. Look at this piece here. You see that? That's actually something you can do with a platform like Kittle, where you put in a command that says, give me an image with a purple flower and a black background. Have the purple flower consume the image and then add bees and put elements of yellow in there. This room that I'm in, it's in spring colors, hence those colors over there. If you don't have the technical skills to write a command in a platform and generate different types of art that you can sell on Etsy by putting them on Printify and, putting them, framing them like this one here. And I'm going to show you one that I recently did for my office in another video, where I use a command, because ever since I discovered AI art, I've stopped buying art. Every art that I'm doing now is mine. I'm using a command to create it. So you're going to see my name on that piece actually in my office when I get there. So I'll probably show you that in another video. Anyway, as I was saying, you can't use the excuse forever because there are resources out there that you can capitalize on. Whether it is that you're going to learn by watching videos, doing free courses, or if you can't learn and you're completely inept where the computer or technology is concerned, there's no shame in making some extra money, finding a side hustle, doing some surveys, doing something, and paying someone to do what it is that you want done. No shame in that. Next on my list is it's too risky to invest money. Now, this one is real, and let me tell you something. For someone who was born into poverty, I can identify, because you're counting pennies and you're afraid to take chances. But after reading several books and realizing that all the successful people in the world were successful because they took chances, it was dirt clear to me that I'm going to have to take risks. And what I try to do, however, even before I go to the end, what I try to do is on my main YouTube channel, Rockstar Academy, you'll notice that 90% of the things I post there, they're actually free, or you can use a trial version, see if you like it, and then you can make a commitment. But most of what I post there is actually free. But what you can do is evaluate your situation. And if you can't afford to take any risks out of the income that you're making normally, go and find some additional income. Take that 5 to 9. This is when you come home from that 9 to 5 job, that 5 to 9. Or if you're a mom and need to make dinner, that's 7 to 10. And do something that generates probably $300 a month, and which works out to what, $10 a day? That's so easy to generate online with all the things out there. Do something that generates $300 a month and use that money to take chances with different apps, different things that you want to invest in, like the candy business. And the candy business that I shared on my other channel, how to make money selling candy. Do you know how many people I run into that say, Odetta, I've used it, it's working for me? There's a lady that I ran into who said I was supplying schools with the candy based on your recommendation, and now I have a formal store with a warehouse because now I just send out the candy to the different vendors at the school. And I was completely blown away. Just find a few dollars to get started and stop using it as an excuse. What else is here on my list? My list is going faster than my readiness. Oh, I'm using the same brand product, Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Wiz, and I'm just, that one had a bigger blade, so I'm just putting in some lines, to get that natural look. I'm just putting in actual lines to make it look like it's here, up there, but you get the gist, right? Okay. All right. Next on our list is the market is too saturated. Oh my God, I hear this one so much. And, you know, frankly speaking, it depends on what it is that you are doing. Because if you're gonna decide to sell regular clothing, then you're competing with Shein or Cheyenne, however it's pronounced, which, by the way, is where I got this robe for cheap, dirt cheap. And there's no way you as an individual can go against a large company like that and offer competitive prices. So you would have to go into specialty pieces, right? So you have to differentiate yourself, whatever it is that you're doing. What separates a regular product from a product that doesn't do well is because there's usually something unique about the product for it to step out of the box and be able to get customer or build a customer base. It's either that or you're going to do an ordinary product and then advertise the hell out of it with a paid budget. I don't recommend that. When you think about the market being saturated, what I want you to do is to find a niche and then put a unique twist on your product, right? So as an example, when I decided to experiment with phone cases, you know, the phone cases with the design, something I share on my other channel as well, which is Rockstar Academy. When I decided to do those phone cases, oh, this is more lines. When I decided to do those phone cases, what I decided was I was going to do 3D designs instead of the regular, designs. And this was some time ago when I experimented with this. And the 3D designs, again, when I go down in my office, I'll show you in another video. It looks like you can literally touch it, but you can't. And people like that. So I was able to create a differentiator and it sold. You can also, as I shared in a recent video on my channel, if you're going to do photo books for kids, to differentiate that, you can do a photo book as an example where, I'm using this eyeliner now. What is this? Decay. Oh, I've sharpened it. I've sharpened it so much that I can't see the brand name, but it's Decay something. Decay, I don't know, guys. Anyway, as I was saying, when I decided to, what was I talking about? I was talking about, the photo book. What I did was I said, let me do a customized book. So for example, I would set up the products on the store and a parent or a grandparent could put in an order and they can tell me what their granddaughter or grandson's name is, as an example. And also they can tell me, and of course you can do this on the online order, they can tell me what kind of characters their grandchild likes or their child likes or their godchild, aunt, whoever it is. They can tell me about a little bit, and the template is there online when they're placing the order. And what I do is I create an ebook, a photo book, like I shared on my other channel, that has their grandchild name on the cover, their grandchild built into the book, all the grandchild's favorite characters, or godchild or niece, nephew, whoever the person is that they're getting the book for, all their favorite characters in that book. So if they like mermaids, if they like dragons, if they like wizards, I build it into a story, and it's a nice hardcover book, which is a keepsake. And then there's a personalized message on the back from the person. That's differentiating. And those books do very well when you pop them up online, as long as you can explain it or explain what you're offering well and clearly. It will do well. So the key is to add a unique twist to your product or find a niche that's not as popular. Now we're on to the last step, which is my lips. So now I'm gonna use this lip liner here, which is, this one is by MAC, and then I'm gonna do slightly red lips. This one is by Charlotte Tilbury. So I'm gonna do a dark line first, and I can't talk while I'm doing this, so hang on. dark line first, and then I'm gonna do the red pinky kind of look. And then I'm gonna use this one. And that's that. Now, normally I would use this spray here, this setting spray, but I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going down to my office, which is in the house. But I'm gonna be on camera, so you know we have to look fabulous-ish, right? And then what else would I do? Sometimes I'll put on eyeshadow. Oh, I normally line my eyes actually. So let me get this little compact here. Oh, sometimes when I have time, I'll like contour my cheekbones and do some other little fancy stuff, but definitely not every day. That's just too much work to jump on a Zoom or Zoom sessions. No, not doing it. So what else am I looking for? Oh, I was gonna highlight my brows, but you know what, guys? I changed my mind because, oh, well, you know what? I found the thing. So I can do it. So I would just do this. This is same Charlotte Tilbury. So I just tap it right there. Tap it right there. Just a little bit. And then I use a brush and just even it out. Right, so I think I'm done with saturated. Find something unique and focus on that instead. And you should be good, you know. Let me focus on doing this so I don't wipe off the brows that I just took so much time to create or to draw. Because really, that's what we're doing, you know, drawing our faces. Anyway, it is what it is. We do not do normal, and that includes, I mean, I don't believe everybody has to wear makeup, but for me personally, I've always felt that if there's anything that I can do to enhance my appearance, I'm not into cosmetic surgeries and so on, but I don't judge people who do that because to each his own. But I wear makeup, and that's my way of enhancing my appearance and trying to wear nice clothing, although they're cheap. This is Lancome mascara. I'm gonna put it just on my lower lids because, like I said, I'm wearing lashes, so I don't do anything to the top lashes, and I'm not gonna spend too much time doing this. Let's go to one more excuse that I have on my list here, which is I fear failure. Last one. Now, failure is a part of life, and frankly speaking, if you don't fail, you will never succeed. There's nobody who had this kind of progression in life where they just go on a smooth road to success. Absolutely not. What's going to be your story? Your story needs to have something in it that shows how you have overcome. And I believe that when we were created as humans, right? God wanted us to fight for the greatness that we're able to achieve, or the abundance that he will create for us to live in. Because if it came too easy, we would waste it 90% of the time. That's my perspective. So failure is a part of life. And what's key is that you learn from your failures when they do happen. Do not repeat the mistakes over and over. Now, I have been guilty of that, right? I have probably, especially with men, and this is my second marriage, and I've always said I will marry as many times as I need to get it right. But initially when I was dating, I would make the same mistakes. I tend to choose men who need to be helped, need to be lifted up. I don't know if I think I'm their savior or what, but oh, I forgot I need to curl my hair. Okay, let's plug in the curling iron, and I'm just gonna curl the ends, so it's gonna be pretty quick. But we feel like we need to find men that we need to save. And this is the curling iron that I'm using. I don't even know. T3 is written on it. Can't remember the name of it, but it is what it is. And let's take this off. Let me get the brush and the comb. And let's do this. I'm not moisturizing or anything because I did that yesterday and I don't do that every day. And I do having tracks throughout my hair to give it a little body because my hair is not as thick as I would like it anymore. So I wear the tracks to help with the body and also to give me some length, especially in the front. The back length is fine, but in the front I need some length, or would like. You don't need anything. You don't need hair for that matter, but I would like to have. So I'm just going to do big chunks here. So as I was saying, failure is a part of life, and I made a lot of mistakes thinking that I could save men, and I kept going into relationships that failed. So, but I think I had to experience all those failures to meet the man that I'm with now. It's the same thing with everything in life, right? If you're trying to, I've tried so many businesses that failed. They didn't do well. Can you imagine if I'd thrown a tantrum and said, I'm not doing any more business. Where would I be? Failure, the faster you realize that if you're not failing, you can't succeed, the more or the less resistant you're going to be to failing in life, right? So we're doing about 5 chunks. So in 5 twists, whatever we're doing here will be over. So you also need to adopt a growth mindset where failure is viewed, as I was saying earlier, as a learning opportunity and not the end of the world. Don't internalize your failure too much. I always dissect mine and say, okay, where did I go wrong? But importantly, I say, what are the lessons I learned from this experience? And when I do that, I'm able to position myself in such a way that I don't repeat some of these mistakes. You know, we're not perfect. Sometimes we forget and we repeat them. But for the most part, because I've done the introspection, the dissection, the evaluation, I'm able to come out better having failed because I learned from it. You know, my book is called No Regrets, Just Lessons, and it's on Amazon for those who are interested. But it's all about the different times I've failed, or the different times I've screwed up, or the times when things happened to me that was outside of my control that could actually break me. As a matter of fact, things that have broken the average person. And I speak about those things in my book, and then I talk about how I was able to get past them. This video has been going on for far too long. It's now 34 minutes. So that said, what I'm going to use this channel to do is to answer the questions that you have for me, whether you write them on my main channel or you write them here in the comments. You know, I actually recommend you write them here in the comments because I get so many comments on my main channel that sometimes I miss some. And I do have someone who goes through my comments and pulls out questions, you know, serious questions, not a joke thing or, you know. And then I try to answer them. But what I'm going to start doing is I'm just going to create a video to answer them. So like my next video is going to be how to start a YouTube channel, believe it or not, or how to monetize a YouTube channel. Believe it or not, I've talked about making money on YouTube so many times, but I've never really dived down, that's proper English, I don't know. I've never really explained in grave details how exactly you can get monetized. You know, the whole fact that something comes to the post office and you have to get it. So for those who are asking that question, but I say all of that to say, write your questions, whatever questions you have for me, whether it's something personal. If it's personal, I'll decide how I answer it, but I will answer it. Or something related to something you're trying that's not working, or anything for that matter. And what I'll do is I'll just create a video without editing it, because this channel is called Odetta Unedited. I don't have no time to edit 2 channels. So this you're getting raw as is, not an edit. So everything you see, my bed over there, so that's not spread. You're going to see it. and all that good stuff, because I'm not going to do that until I'm done getting ready. And sometimes I don't get a chance to do that, and I'm okay with it, even if you're not. I'm not one of those gurus who say, my morning routine includes me spreading my bed. Yeah, sometimes I don't have time to spread my bed, and it's not getting spread. But you're going to see everything unfiltered. Now, this is the final look. What do you think? This is the look for my coaching, my Zoom sessions. There you have it. So write your questions that you have for me in the comments, and I'll do videos to answer them. Write your thoughts as well, and I'll address them. Thanks for watching. Talk to you soon.